Hi, welcome back to TUTV. I'm Catherine.
And I'm Sara. So Catherine, you're on the rowing team.
I am. I don't know if you've mentioned this before.
And you had a competition this weekend.
Yeah, we did actually, in Florida, which is really lovely.
Whoa, that's
and I think we brought the weather back with us. It's so warm here now. I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, the competition went really well actually.
How did you guys place?
Well, the sports anchors will tell us all about it, I'm sure. Won't they, Joe? But we did really well. We beat some teams that we've never beaten in the history of the program, actually. So
that's awesome.
Really well. But you'll hear more about it in a minute.
I'm excited to hear about it.
But how was your weekend?
It was super good. It was pretty chill. I got to see my parents 2 separate times, which was really sweet. So had a lot of fun.
Oh, wow. That's making me nostalgic.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. My parents get here in a month, so I'm really excited.
That's so exciting.
For my graduation, which is terrifying. But
yeah,
anyway.
But exciting.
Exciting, but terrifying. Just like most of life, really.
Yeah.
But anyway, enjoy the rest of the stories that we have this week, guys.
Hello and welcome to TUTV. I'm David Stump.
And I'm Joe McCurdy. We've got a lot of stories for you, so let's jump right into it. Donald Trump pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts of falsifying business records related to an alleged involvement in hush money payments during the 2016 presidential campaign. This is the first time a former president has had a plea to criminal charges. Trump was in court with his lawyers as prosecutors outlined their case, accusing him of making covert and illegal payments to impact the 2016 election. The statement of facts presented by prosecutors stated that Trump fraudulently falsified New York business records to conceal criminal conduct and hide damaging information from the voting public. The statement of facts also included information about hush money payments to Stormy Daniels, Karen McDougal, and a former Trump Tower doorman. Trump answered not guilty when asked for his plea. Prosecutors Chris Conroy expressed concerns about Trump's inflammatory social media posts about the Manhattan District Attorney and warned that they could impact potential jurors and witnesses. Trump arrived at the courthouse in a presidential-style motorcade from Trump Tower, where he stayed overnight.
Severe weather that killed 32 people over the weekend has passed, but another round of thunderstorms is targeting nearly the same area on Tuesday. Federal forecasters warn of fast-moving, strong, and long-track tornadoes, lightning, hail, and rain that could sweep into the eastern third of the country on Tuesday afternoon and overnight into Wednesday. The risk of dangerous nighttime tornadoes is higher, as the most violent storms are expected to happen after dark. Severe storms are anticipated across a large area stretching from the Great Lakes to northern Texas, with the worst weather predicted along a vertical line from Des Moines, Iowa, to Little Rock, Arkansas. Cities at risk for strong tornadoes include Chicago, Detroit, Indianapolis, and Toledo. Climate change could be making these weather extremes worse. NOAA's spring outlook called for moderate to major flooding from Minneapolis to St. Louis, and drought continued in the northern and central plains.
Finland has become the 31st member of NATO, doubling Russia's border with the alliance, in a historic realignment of Europe's post-Cold War security landscape triggered by Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. Finland had opted neutrality after World War II, but it signaled it wanted to join NATO after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Its membership is a strategic and political setback for President Vladimir Putin, who has long complained about NATO's expansion towards Russia, and partly used that as justification for the invasion. Russia has warned it would be forced to take retaliatory measures to address that it called security threats created by Finland's membership.
According to an article published this morning by the Wall Street Journal, the stock market fell on Tuesday as all 3 major indexes closed lower due to a new report showing a decrease in job openings in the U.S. This is the first time in nearly 2 years that job openings have fallen below 10 million, indicating a slowing labor market. Meanwhile, oil prices and gold prices are both up, and the price of Dogecoin remains high. The Federal Reserve has said it will not change interest rates, while investors have been betting on rate cuts. A Wall Street Journal live Q&A tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time will attempt to determine who is right.
Pope Francis has conducted Palm Sunday Mass in St. Peter's Square with more than 30,000 people present, a day after being discharged from the hospital where he was being treated for severe bronchitis. Despite speaking with slightly breathless voice, he was called on the faithful during his prayer to care for those who are, quote, left alone and the plight of migrants and exploited populations, end quote. The Pope will be assisted by senior cardinals during Holy Week celebrations, which culminate in Easter. In June 2021, Francis underwent a colon operation and has been seen using a wheelchair or walking stick due to a knee alignment since May last year. He had part of one lung removed in his early 20s. As he left the hospital, the Pope embraced a mother whose 5-year-old daughter had died overnight. The Pope replied, quote, "No afraid, no," end quote, when he asked if he had been afraid during his hospital stay.
So that severe weather stint over in Mississippi and Arkansas, that's been crazy.
Yes, and
Yeah.
as a Little Rock native myself, my family has been going crazy. Obviously, I don't live there anymore.
Yeah.
But my family group chat has been filled with pictures of, local spots that we would used to go to all the time, and to see the damage is truly,
Absolutely.
it hurts my heart.
Yeah.
So we're sending prayers to everybody back that have been affected by these storms.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you have family in the area, please know that we're sending our prayers your way. And make sure to check on your family members and make sure they're okay. But yeah.
We'll be back soon.
See you in a bit.
Welcome back. Today I'll be interviewing Sean. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself real quick, a little intro?
Yeah, so my name is Sean. I am the External Vice President for Lambda Chi Alpha here on campus.
Yeah, and what's your major?
I'm a computer science major.
Computer science major.
Yes.
And your year?
Junior year.
Junior year, okay, sweet. So you got one more year left here.
So close.
So close you can almost taste it.
Almost there.
Okay, so today you're here to talk to us about your philanthropy events happening this week. So can you tell me a little bit about what philanthropy that you're supporting?
Yes, so we are raising money for the Special Olympics of Oklahoma with 2 events. We have one on Friday called Paint a Brother. And that one you can pay to throw a paint-filled water balloon at any brother that you'd like that has signed up. But we have like 30 options.
Have any TUTV brothers signed up? Because I know we have some Lambdas.
I know Caden is an option. Bryce as well.
Exciting.
Yes.
And what's your other event that you have happening?
So we have a Luau Philanthropy Volleyball Tournament on Saturday. It's going to be from 11 to 3. Teams of 6 to 8, and anyone can sign up with the link in our bio. Same goes for Paint a Brother. That link is also there. And yeah, so it'll just be a volleyball tournament. There's going to be some free food from Doghouse Tulsa, so some great hot dogs. And any competitor gets free food, and the winning team will get t-shirts.
Ooh, that's exciting. Have they released what the t-shirts look like?
They'll be the ones that we're getting for the brothers, so you'll have like a special edition. We make new ones every year.
That's so exclusive.
It is, yeah.
That's so exciting. So you guys' philanthropy is special needs, Special Olympics. That's super cool. And then you had some other philanthropy events you guys were helping with, right?
Yes.
Service Day, that was the other one.
Yeah, so we also have Service Day coming up on April 15th, I believe.
Yes.
So we have about 30 brothers going to that. We're going to the Common Good, and so we're going to be doing some trail cleanup, as well as a soccer camp for elementary students. And yeah, so we're looking forward to that.
That's so cool, sweet. Any other plugs for Lambda?
We do have a clothing drive that's going to be going on until the day after finals. So if you're leaving campus, we have bins for your extra clothes.
Awesome. Where can we find those bins?
So most of the dorms, we have them in Lottie, John Mabee, La Fortune, and then Pat Case and ACAC also have them.
Okay, cool, sweet. Well, I definitely have some clothes to drop off, so I will make sure to go make a donation.
Awesome.
But thank you so much for speaking with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We'll see you in a bit.
Hello and welcome to TUTV Sports. I'm David.
And I'm Joe. We've got some more stories for you, so we're going to get right back into it. The University of Tulsa men's tennis team dominated the 9-13 Wichita State Shockers Friday on the way to a 7-0 sweep, breaking their 4-game losing streak. The win improves the Golden Hurricanes' overall record to 8-11. Against Wichita State, Tulsa has now won 18 of the last 20 meetings and 14 of the last 15 of them at home. The doubles point went to the Hurricane thanks to a 9-3 victory, followed by a 7-5 decision in the number 2 spot. Wrapping up the 7-0 sweep for the Hurricane was senior Stefan Hump at the number 2 spot. After falling 6-1 in the first set, he fought to stay alive in the second set, where the Shockers forced a 6-6 tiebreaker set. Scores were traded until Hump prevailed 7-5 to force set 3. Hump won the third set 6-4 to close out Tulsa's dominant performance. Tulsa returns to action on Saturday, April 8th for a home doubleheader with number 34 Oklahoma State and Creighton.
Tulsa softball had a busy week with 4 home games spanning from Wednesday to Saturday. First up was the biggest game of the season so far as the number 2 ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys came to town. With the game being sold out, it was the perfect atmosphere for a Wednesday night shootout. Looking to give OSU their 3rd loss of the season, Tulsa kept it close, taking the game to extra innings after tying the game up 1-1 in the 7th inning. But OSU got the better of the Golden Hurricane after Tulsa could not answer a 2-run home run in the top of the 9th inning. Tulsa went on to get a 2-1 series win over Memphis, which included the second no-hitter of the season coming from pitcher Mara Moore and a 3-home-run win. Tulsa now sits at 16-17 with a 3-game road trip against USF coming up this weekend.
Tulsa Rowing had 2 boats placed this past weekend in Sarasota, Florida, capping off their second meet of the spring season. Tulsa's Varsity 8 boat brought home some hardware after placing first in the grand finale, and Tulsa's second Varsity 8 boat winning the petite final of the Sunshine State Invitational Saturday morning. Tulsa's second Varsity 8 boat, coxed by Paloma Pobart, won the petite final, clocking in a time of 6 minutes, 44.95 seconds, more than 6 seconds faster than second place Jacksonville. But the big win came from Tulsa's first Varsity 8 boat, coxed by Bella Mussolino, the first boat placed first overall with a time of 6 minutes, 29.49 seconds, to outdistance second place Miami's time of 6 minutes, 31.15 seconds by a total of 1.66 seconds. Drexel, Louisville, Wisconsin, Michigan State, UCF, and North Carolina rounded out the 8-team field. Tulsa will be back in action April 15th against Michigan State, Miami, and Temple in East Lansing, Michigan.
The 68th ranked University of Tulsa women's tennis team suffered a 4-0 loss Saturday to conference foe number 56 SMU, breaking their 2-game winning streak, which drops the Golden Hurricane to 11-7 on the season. Tulsa dropped the doubles points as SMU pulled away with a 6-0 sweep at the number 2 position and a 6-2 decision at the number 3 position, leaving the number 1 spot unfinished. In singles play, the Mustangs grabbed straight set victories in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th positions to seal and end the match at 4-0. Tulsa will end its 1-month road stretch on Tuesday, April 4th against number 21, Kansas.
UConn are your 2023 NCAA national champions, defeating the San Diego State Aztecs 76-59, capping off the 5 seeds March Madness run with a dominating win in the championship game. The Huskies were led by Adama Sanogo with 17 points and 10 rebounds, alongside Tristan Newton with 19 points and 10 rebounds, both recording a double-double. UConn is only the 5th team since the expansion of the bracket in 1985 to win all 6 tournament games by double-digit points. This is the Huskies' 5th championship in the last 25 years, with their last win coming in 2014. This ties the program with Duke and Indiana in all-time championship wins. A great win to cap off an amazing season for the UConn Huskies. Wow. So
Yeah, everyone was not expecting UConn to win.
I don't know. I don't remember what I said last week. I feel like this is the 3rd week. It's 3rd week straight that we've talked about March Madness.
Probably, yes.
But I feel, the only funny thing, UConn won, right?
Yeah.
But University of Tulsa has a winning record over the national champions.
Oh, that's
so,
cool.
And they beat them the year after they won in 2014.
Okay.
So, funny anecdote. So,
Yeah.
we may not be as good right now, but,
Maybe one day.
hold tight that we
Yeah.
are having a winning record over UConn.
Exactly. Well, we'll see y'all in just a few minutes.
We'll be right back.
There is a lot coming up on the TU campus. Next week, on Friday the 14th, TUTV will be broadcasting our live stream for the semester. Join us at 5 on YouTube for TUTV. And on the 14th and 15th, the Tandy School of Computer Science is hosting the Computer Simulation and Gaming Conference. This conference gathers students, educators, professionals, and enthusiasts for 2 days of STEM learning and innovation. There will be talks, workshops, exhibits, and competitions, including a game jam. The competitions are open to students K-12, college students, and independent professionals. For more information or to register, go to csgconf.com. Keep watching TUTV for more news, sports, and entertainment.
Hello, and welcome back once again to TUTV Entertainment. I'm David.
I'm Joe. Well, we're almost done. We got one more story for you, so let's get right into it. Karis Mullins, a Florida teenager, documented how it feels to be a young and transgender for a film set to debut at the Tampa Bay Transgender Film Festival on International Transgender Day of Visibility. Mullins' documentary, You Are Loved, debuts at a time when access to gender-affirming care for transgender and non-binary young people is under assault across the U.S. Florida, Missouri, and Texas have regulations banning puberty-blocking hormones and gender-affirming surgeries for minors. Having perspectives from other transgender young people, mental health providers, and allies, Mullins hopes the documentary can support people in the community. Mullins said, quote, "At the end of the day, if you take away these labels and these identities, the whole point of this film is you are loved and you are seen, no matter what experiences you go through," end quote.
Camila Cabello's grandmother, Mercedes Rodriguez, published the Spanish-language book, which is translated to The Boleros That I Have Lived. The 329-page novel tells the story of a woman and her efforts to reunite with her daughter and granddaughters in the U.S., which mirrors events in the lives of Cabello's family. Music is an essential element in Rodriguez's book, as every chapter is named after a bolero, the music genre of romantic lyrics that originated in Cuba. Traveling back to Spain to celebrate with her grandmother, Cabello expressed how special she felt to be the woman of her family. She said, quote, "I feel like I wouldn't be like who I am today if it weren't for the fact that my family has such strong women. All women who have had strong personalities and who have done things their way," end quote.
Neil Patrick Harris was back in the role of Barney Stinson in a mid-season finale of How I Met Your Father. He was a main character in the 9-season original series How I Met Your Mother, which was aired on CBS starting in 2005. His performance as serial womanizer Barney also brought him 4 Emmy Award nominations. The show also stars Hilary Duff as Sophie, who Harris returned to help look for the father she had never met. And other stars like Tien Tran, Sergey Sharma, Christopher Lowell, Francia Razia, Tom Ainsley, and Kim Cattrall. Last season, Kobe Smulders, who played Robin in the original series, also made a return. The 2-episode mid-season finale was aired on Hulu. The 20-episode second season will be continued on May 23rd.
Jennifer Aniston shared her opinion about how much culture has changed since the TV show Friends debuted in 1994. She briefly touched on this topic during the promotion of her new Netflix film, Murder Mystery 2, co-starring Adam Sandler. She said that it is now more challenging for comedians to make comedy because they have to be very careful. Talking about her old series Friends, she said, quote, "There's a whole generation of people, kids, who are now going back to episodes of Friends and find them offensive. There were things that were never intentional, and others, well, we should have thought it through. But I don't think there was a sensitivity like there is now," end quote. The show's lack of diversity has long been a hot topic. The series' co-creator, Marta Kaufman, also expressed remorse about it last year.
In a recent interview with Vanity Fair, Michelle Rodriguez, who played ex-Marine combat pilot Trudy Cacone in the 2000 movie Avatar, rejected to revive her character. She asked James Cameron, Avatar's director, to let her character remain dead as a martyr. In the sequels, Rodriguez admitted it would be overkill for another one of her dead characters to be brought back to life. Avatar: The Way of Water premiered in December and earned $500 million worldwide within its first week. It is reported that Cameron is gearing up to release 5 Avatar movies in total. Besides that, Michelle Rodriguez will return to screens in Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, now in cinemas. She will also be back as Letty in Fast X this May 19th.
And with that, 3 whole sections
We're
of
done.
stories. We're done.
You know, I love to do it, you know.
Yeah.
We both thrive in front of a camera.
We do, yeah.
But, oh my goodness, we are in need of anchors.
Yeah.
Please, if you're a student watching this, please, you know, we've got, our shows are on Tuesdays. It would be, you know, a joy to the world to see more familiar faces around here and more new faces as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
there's always a time to grow some new skills, especially being in front of a camera. It's
Exactly.
very useful.
So
But yeah, for the last time tonight, that's all we have for you guys. So we'll see you next time.
have a good one.
Brad Carson Adventures.
Now it's time for awesome chaos. The University of Tulsa's internet is mine. Mine.
Pack your bags. We have to save TU's internet connection.
Now! Thank goodness, I finally got this assignment done for my accounting class, and just in time, the assignment is due in 5 minutes. Now all I have to do is submit this to Harvey. Wait, no, why now? Gosh, why? The internet isn't working, and I can't email my professor to tell him I'm gonna be late on the assignment, and I can't post this situation on Yik Yak because I have no internet? No! Okay, everyone, once you verify your computer through your TU single sign-on, you can begin your assessment. Hey, Professor, my single sign-on isn't working. The internet is out. Mine isn't either. Then you all fail my assessment. Wait, I don't have access to my gradebook without the internet. I can't fail these students. No! Oh, David, you did a great thing by inventing a life support machine that operates entirely on the internet. Mechanical engineering students like you will accomplish great things in their career. Oh crap, the internet just went out. Ah, shit.
I have successfully taken over the University of Tulsa's Wi-Fi, and because everything on campus runs on the internet, no one will be able to stop me. I'm sure Yik Yak hasn't even reported on this yet.
Ruff.
Well, if it isn't my arch-nemesis President Brad Carson and Goldie,
Goldie, I have no idea what this monkey is saying.
then just read the subtitles.
Subtitles?
I really don't have time for this. Time to surf the web and get out of here.
Hey, that kinda sounded like a pun, but there was no laugh track.
Hey, I'm sorry, Brad, but my wacky soundboard doesn't work offline.
Goldie, I have a plan to stop this funky Wi-Fi monkey. First we need to...
No internet for you. Tune in next time for more loading screens.
Will Brad Carson and Goldie bring TU's internet back? Or will the next episode of Brad Carson Adventures be released as a graphic novel? Tune in next time to find out.
That was brilliant. I look forward to these every week. So thank you, Glenn. That's just very humorous.
They're so real, you know? They just really feel like my lived experiences of not being able to get Goldie sweatshirts and of our really wonderful Wi-Fi that we have here that works every single time I want to yik yak about how great the Wi-Fi is. So,
Yes.
really great.
But anyway, thank you, Joe and David, for that marathon you just did anchoring. Like they said, we're really looking for anybody to come and join TUTV. So if you have free hour between 5 and 6 on a Tuesday, please come along and you can join us hosting or anchor, or if you're not comfortable in front of a camera, come behind it. Like, we just always open to having new people. But
It's so fun.
it really is. It really is. But on the topic of friends, I really wanted to discuss that. Thank you.
Yeah, it was really interesting. We were kind of talking about this off camera, about the Friends segment that they did on entertainment, or on the Jennifer Aniston segment, about how watching Friends, like I started watching it when I was like in the 8th or 9th grade, and I remember really enjoying it, but then also there would be some of these jokes that would be made that just like didn't quite land, or like things would be said, and I always was just kind of like, I'm not so sure about that. And like even now more as like a 19-year-old, sometimes I'll watch it and I'll be like, whoa, that is super uncool, but the show's still super good, so it's such an interesting, like, trying to figure out how to enjoy it in a way that is not offensive.
Not supporting what's, exactly. I just, every time I think of Friends, I think of that pivot scene. And that,
Yes.
honestly, I think that's not offensive. I just think the humor like
best
that
joke.
is brilliant in Friends. But like you say, there are some jokes that don't quite land the same way anymore. But I think it's great that Jennifer Aniston spoke out about it.
Yeah, it's really nice to see the cast growing from like the jokes that they were making like in the 90s. You know, like everybody was doing that and seeing them say like, even though this was the culture at the time, like we're gonna go back and admit that we were wrong and not stand for that anymore. So we love to see it.
We do.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we have time for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching.
See ya.